Hey there, Kevin Kolbe here. You know, one of the things that we probably don't talk a lot about is productivity. The things that keep us on track and focused and like, what was that idea I had? Keeping up with things can be hard. In fact, there's a ton of options out there, and I've tried a lot of them. I've tried Notion, I've tried Trello, Monday.com, ClickUp, Asana, and Evernote, and on and on and on. So I thought in this video, what I would do is I would share several of the apps and the software I use, both professionally and personally, to help keep up with ideas and write things out, save things, send big files, even like keep track of my time and schedule things. So I have kind of a very, very simple criteria I'm looking for when I'm looking for things to keep me on track. 1, is it easy to use? 2, is it free? Now, I don't mind paying, but if there's a free option, I'd like that too. And 3, does it work across all of my devices? Like, I want it to work on my iPhone and my iPad and my laptop and my desktop. Well, I'm happy to say all of these do all of that. So we're gonna hop on the computer and I'll go through them all, and let me know if you have any questions about any of those. So let's get productive. Okay, first up is Apple Notes. I just love the simplicity that Apple Notes is. Now, I say simple, you can do a ton of stuff, especially with some of the most recent upgrades with it. What I do is I just create folders. I mean, that's all I do, and you can have as many folders as you want. Now, you know, I do back up notes to the cloud, so that way I don't lose any of them, and I sync it across all of my devices, so I can just take a quick note on my phone, and it's here. You have a general folder, but I also do videos. So like, these are all the videos that I'm thinking about. Like, I may just jot down something like YouTube. Here's some ones I want to do on YouTube. You know, do one on what clean HDMI is out. Sometimes I just have an idea that I haven't even fleshed out, and I just throw it down here. Questions about Final Cut Pro, and on and on and on. Then I have a do list. So I just move it over to the do, and these are the ones that I really want to do. Like, for example, this is the one we're working on right here. I don't have the exact title yet. I do have some of the keywords, some of the things we're going to be talking about, but these are the ones I want to do. And this is just how I do my videos. And then once I've done them, I move them over to published. Now, you can do this in a lot of other programs, and yeah, it may not be as advanced as those, but for me, it works. And like, here's the one that I did recently. There's the title I gave it. There's the link, that way I can go back and grab it. There's the thumbnail. You can tell I got lazy that all of them don't have the thumbnails. Those are my notes. And then these are the actual notes that I go off of. Now, sometimes I don't have any notes. Sometimes I kind of just know what I'm going to do. But then other times I write things in there. There's the one on the Black Friday deals and things like that. So that's kind of how I use it to keep up with my videos. There's a book. I have some book ideas, so I use that in there. I have podcast episode ideas. You can do screen grabs. Oh yeah, I actually have some in there. Scripts. This is when I was just writing more. A lot of these scripts actually have turned out to be more video scripts. Class notes. 3-1 group is another thing I'm working on. Coaching. Final Cut Pro, some links there. Me, I just keep a project or a folder in here about things that really just relate to me, whether it's work or personal or whatever. Links. See, okay, this is one I love a lot. And if you notice, it's pinned right here. So you can pin notes. That means that whatever I change here, this will always stay here. I think it's helpful to me to keep a master list to all of my links. If somebody wants my Buy Me a Coffee link, I can just grab it and send it there, or my podcast or Amazon or something like that. Quotes. I love quotes. I collect quotes. And when I hear one, I just copy and paste it in here, and that way I can use it in a video, send it to somebody. It's just really cool. YouTube is exactly what it is. I've done a year in review. I've done some other things on there. There was like a script I used to work off of. My basic description I'll write out in here, and then I'll copy and paste that in there. So to me, Notes is just simple and easy. Okay, next up is Google Calendar. And I gotta say, I like Google Calendar. I realize, as much of a Mac guy I am, that Mac has their own calendar, and it's fine. I just prefer Google because I use Gmail, and they two just intertwine so well. Now, and I know some people will do different calendars in here. I tend to just do my calendar, that then I can bring everything into, and I color code the blocks. So typical, like if I'm going to be producing something, like if I go live, I usually make it red, so I'm going to be on a show. If I'm shooting or editing, I'll make it maybe orange. But the other thing I do too is that I share this with my wife, so she can see if I've got something coming up, like we've got a doctor's appointment here with our little dude. And then I'll go in and even block out time like busy. So like I'm going to be on this show, it's scheduled for an hour. So I block the hour after that, or sometimes I'll block the time before and after. And that way I just make sure I don't get caught up into too much. Here's 2 days of shoot. So I had that in there. There was a coffee meeting here. I was part of a digital summit. So, depending on what it is how I use it, and I tend to use this layout. I like to look at my week at a glance, my schedule, I think, as it calls it. And then if I want to just do something, it's just so easy to come in here and let's just say I'm going to edit YouTube video, right? And then I'll probably make that like an orange because I just see that as what I'm going to do, and I can hit save. Now, the other thing about this is if you come in here, you can add all the notes you want. So, edit in 2 hours, include screenshots, whatever you need, directions or whatever. Sometimes I turn the notification off. And the other reason I use it is if I want to book a call. So I actually use, I'm going to save this. I actually use this for work as well. So it's not just professional, but personal, but it's also professional. So if like you booked me for a coaching call, it would appear in here. And so I could go back in here and I could make this a Google Meet call or Zoom. I try not to use Zoom that much. You can just do so much, I think, with Google Calendars. Okay, next up is Pocket. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's just because you can save something and put it in your pocket, but I use this all the time when I'm reading something and I want to save it quickly to go back and read later. What's nice about it is there's an extension, and once you download it, it lives everywhere. So like, let's say right here, I'm reading this article on the blog, or I come across it and I don't want to take time to go through it right now. It's this little icon right here. It's a Chrome extension. Now you can add a tag. So you can see I've added YouTube before, right? So if I do that, now right now, let me show you. I'm going to go back to Pocket. Bang, it's there. And if I click on it, it's going to go back to, actually it goes to a Pocket version of it. If I go back here and you click on this link here, it actually takes you to the article. And to me, this is just a quick way to keep up with stuff. So here's a trend report about Instagram and something else from YouTube. What else? I heard about Cloud Vision, the thing that Google used to read stuff. So there's just a lot of different things down. Oh, I thought this was really cool. My wife and I were talking about hanging pictures in the house, and I ran across this article. And so what I did is I just immediately saved it to my Pocket, and then I could email it to her because you have all these options on here. Now, remember I showed you tags a second ago? Watch this. If I go here and I type YouTube, because that's a tag I've used, it's going to pull up every article I've saved that I've tagged YouTube. Now, I don't know if it saves it otherwise, but there's a premium version of this. I don't know why you would pay for it because it's just so easy to use. You can resort it. So anyway, this is Pocket. I use it all the time to grab quick ideas from the web. Google Drive. This is where I store almost everything. Documents, some scripts, videos, archive things that if I don't know where to go, I'm going to put them here. I'm not a fan of Dropbox. I'll just say that right now. I've used it, not a fan of it. You get a free Google Drive account with every Gmail account. I don't know if you knew that or not. It's limited. I think it's 500 gigs, and that may be all you need. I actually pay, I want to say it's $99 a year to get 2 terabytes. I'm not even close to filling that up. Now, everything in the Google ecosystem that you're connected to with that Gmail address will count towards your storage. So just keep that in mind. But you can have folders upon folders upon folders. You can create, a doc or a sheet or a slide or a form. And if you do that, it just saves it all in here. So, I have one for my business. Then I create different ones. So there's a business one, logos I've used, clients and projects, packages, agreements, insurance. when I was doing stuff with BeLive and StreamYards in here, affiliate marketing, there's a link, a spreadsheet in there. If you notice, it says it's a sheet right there that has all my affiliate marketing programs. There was a course I was working on. Some other things in here, pictures that I've saved, videos. So I actually have stored videos in here from like when I worked at Fox, my old YouTube channel, different things. This is when I got back on the radio a couple of years ago. So anything that I think I don't want to lose, I will store here. And what's really cool, you notice this folder says public downloads. So let's say you have something that you want to share with the public. Well, I've done that before with some of these things, like an M50 starter guide or 25 video ideas. These are these things that you can do. You can offer as a lead magnet. Somebody gives you their email, you send them this. Well, you can actually make these shareable, like I did one on creating an adjustment layer in Final Cut or why you use an adjustment layer, and I just made it free. So that's another advantage I think that Drive has, as opposed to it's easy to search and find things. So Google Drive to me is for the win. And this is WeTransfer. Now, this thing right here has nothing to do with WeTransfer. I use the free version of WeTransfer, and there's a paid version. I'm assuming if I do the paid version, I wouldn't get these ads, which I never see. But this is how you can send some large files. I want to say it's up to a 2 gig limit. It may be a gig, I'm not sure. So it's not perfect, but if you just wanted to send something really simple, so like for example, I'm going to find a video right here. We'll use that one. This is a video that I did for an organization called LGS, Linux Gastot. Just for now, I'm going to send it to me. And you can send it to as many people as you want. So it's not like just one person. See, it's already pulled in the title of the video, and I'll just say, here you go. Now, if you notice, you've got some options here. You're going to get, it sends an email transfer, get a link. And what I like about this, I'm going to go ahead and hit transfer, is it's sending the file from wherever you have it parked. I'm going to get an email saying it was sent. The person will get an email, so you need the person's email address. But then I'll get an email saying it was downloaded. Now, the link only lives for a certain amount of time, but if they don't download it, you can just resend it, and it's totally free. And, it's about as fast as your connection to how big the file is, but that's WeTransfer. Voice memos. To me, this is like one of the cool little hidden things that we have, and I use it on my iPhone more than anything. I'm just showing you this right now on the desktop, but I have it as a shortcut on my phone, and a lot of times I just want to talk things out. So I'm driving and I just have a quick idea for something, or I'm just I'm kind of talking to myself, but I kind of want to talk it out. Now, you can actually take this recording and flip it into audio for like a podcast or something like that. Most of the time it's in my truck, so I don't know that I'd be using this for my podcast, but like here's an idea that I did today. Okay, here's an idea. You want to be a really creative writer? Listen to country music. True. I'm telling you, some of the best lyrics about getting creative. So yeah, do something with that. So by doing that, I may come back later and go, oh, what was that idea I had, and things like that. Now you can see, here's one 526 that I recorded quite a while ago. Okay, so this is going to be just some random thoughts of some things to... So I find sometimes that I audio journal, and it just helps me go back and kind of listen through things. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Now, you can also rename these. So if I go here, I can say creative writing idea. Oops, there. So I get lazy with this. It just says new recording and stuff like that. I think I used to go back and title them. You can share it. You can do a lot with it, but it's just really simple, and it's voice memos. So is that a definitive list? Absolutely not, but I have been using those for quite some time, and I gotta say, I just love how simple they are, and they just work. Maybe I should have added that in there. So if you have one that I didn't mention that you really like, drop it down in the comments so the whole community can learn from that. Hey, thank you so much for watching this. If you got something out of it, you want to subscribe, go ahead. I'll add that to my list. Hey, I'm Kevin Kolbe. Keep creating, share your gifts, make an impact in the world, and I'll see you next time.